Welcome to my channel. Hey, I'm your host, Vera. This is Vera's TV. Welcome to a safe place where, second chances bloom and new chapters begin. I'm going to be talking about starting over because that is what I do. That is what my lane is in this season because I have rediscovered that so many other women are on the same journey. But I want to look at it from the angle of being under construction. What do you do while you're in that starting over phase? The thoughts are endless and the possibilities continue to flow on what you can do in this season. But we have to unpack a few things. We are all under construction. There's no way around that. And while we're under construction, we have to unpack some bags. Maybe the bags of fear of change, or the possibility of doubting yourself, doubting whether you can actually take that leap of faith to accomplish that major thing that you always thought about or dreamed about as a child. Or what about the fact that you have some trust issues with people that you thought were going to be there forever, and now you have to learn how to adapt to a new world, a new situation without them being there, and to be comfortable in your own skin so that you can build new relationships. I truly believe that you can't fully be engaged in new relationships if you still have trust issues. Believe me, I know all about it. Oh my goodness. I tell you, I've had my own horror stories with trusting people with my visions or my dreams, only to find out that they may have wanted to emulate what I was doing. And I decided, well, I'm going to pull back. I'm not going to be as open with people as I used to be. But I don't want you to shrink back in this season, sis. I want you to live out loud. This is not just a moment in time, but it's actually you taking your whole entire life into being and realizing that you're in the driver's seat. You have the ability to go down any path that you choose in this season, but you have to unpack those things that can continue to weigh you down. Most of the time, we don't even realize that there are things that truly hold us back. We believe we're okay. Um, I don't need anything different. I'm fine just the way I am. But I'm sorry to tell you that that's really not always the good way to look at it, because we all have some areas where we need to reflect on, because what happened in the past could also, I'm talking about your behavior now. I'm talking about your outlook on where you're going. I'm talking about you being your whole authentic self, mind, body, and soul, and spiritually awakened to the things that, you probably were kind of like lulled to sleep because you were in survival mode all that time when you was working, or maybe you're still working or taking care of the kids, or whatever it was you were doing. Let's just face it, it's time to slow down. It's time to reflect. It's time to unpack the bags so that you can travel lighter in this season. And not for nothing, most of the time, as women, we multitask and we like to keep a lot of things in. And could it be in this season that the things that we try to keep in, that we try to hold back from other people, is the things that we have to work on in order to bring a new type of circle into your life? You ever heard that phrase? If you keep doing the same thing over and over, that's kind of what considered insanity. You can't expect a new type of friendship to come into your life if you're still the same type of person. We attract what we are. I know. Oh my gosh. I know that hurts to be reminded. But we do attract most of the time like-minded people. But then we have the nerve to tell somebody, "Oh my God, I can't believe it. I can't believe that this person is like that," or they get on my nerves. But could it be that sometimes we attract those type of people by the way that we ourselves respond or show up. We connect to those that are like-minded, those who may have a little secret sauce that we may need in that season, but now times have changed and we no longer need that. Here's my case in point. When you know that you've outgrown a thing, it starts to irritate you. Certain friendships, the conversations used to be so interesting that you couldn't wait to pick up the phone to talk to them. But now you're saying to yourself, okay, it done went too far. All right, no, I think that our friendship has ran the course. And I think that it's time for me to part ways. These are the things I'm talking about that we have to unpack. Unpack those things. Put them to bed if you need to, right? Close the chapter on that. It's time to move forward in new things, right? And also, sometimes we use things, people, places, and things as a security blanket. Yes, as a security blanket. Familiarity can keep you in a chokehold. It can keep you in a place where you settle for things that you really shouldn't settle for in this season of your life. And I understand the principle of that because for so many years, I stuck in areas and hung in there, even in my marriage, because I feared the changes. I feared that it was time to move on, but yet I didn't know how to really step forward without that person in my life. I felt like, oh my God, how am I going to make it on my own? I didn't know that there was possibilities of me going back to school to get more education so that I could become upwardly mobile. Or what about getting more healthy, finding a new set of friends with a different regimen? That way we could come together and we could encourage each other on the journey. I mean, there's so many things, and we limit ourselves because we think too small. Yes, we do. We think too small about things until we see it come to life right before our eyes. I know what I'm talking about. There's been so many times that I had to recognize for myself that I was limiting my goals and my dreams, and I was limiting myself in what I thought that I could achieve in my life. And just like you are in this space now where you're under construction. And when you're under construction, you have to go into different rooms, right? Think of a home. When they're building a home, you start with the foundation. The foundation has to be laid properly in order for everything else to stand on it. And so that's where we are today. We're talking about being under construction while we're rebuilding our lives. Yeah, that's where we're at. And it's a good thing because when you start at ground zero, you have no other choice but to really, thoroughly dig in and really focus on the things that, okay, what should I put here? What goes next? What should I get rid of? What should I keep? How should I handle this situation? All of those things is on your table today. And you have the opportunity to make the choices that you really want to make. The way I'm looking at it in this season is, so many possibilities of greatness that awaits you, sis. You just got to tap into that part. And you got to be honest. You have to really dig your heels in and you have to get in. You get down and dirty with it. And you have to address the issues that could have and maybe still having you in a holding spot where you want to excel, but you're like, I don't know which way to go. I don't think that I can do this. You have to get around those who have your answer. And I always say this, you have to get away from those who have your problem. People that are in the same like-mindedness going to talk about the same thing. Yeah, I know what you mean, child. I know, yes. I know I can't either. I can't understand. No, you don't need that type of crowd when you're trying to rebuild your life because right now you're under construction. And a couple of things I want to talk about too when you talk about under construction is that you need your pen and your paper and you need to write down some things. You need to take inventory of your behavior. Take inventory on what you truly desire in this season of your life. This isn't like a second chance. It's really like the best opportunity in your life to make the changes that you want to make in your life. I really think that we have to stop looking for others to validate us, and we have to stop looking outside of us for what we want. You know deep down inside what you really like and what you don't like. You know that you have visions of where you would like to be in this stage of your life. You know if you're really tuned into that job, or you're saying, all right, it's time for me to start planning my exit because it's time for me to move on. You know that if you're at a position in your life where you're working a job but you really don't like it, and you go because why? You need the income, but yet it's not serving the purpose in your heart. You don't feel fulfilled in that area. And as a matter of fact, you're mighty, you're mightily, oh God, so agitated from just going into the job. You may smile at all of the people, good morning, how are you doing? But deep down inside, you're like, oh, I'm here again. You got the opportunity. You have the wherewithal to make the necessary changes. You're under construction. And while you're under construction, it's a good thing because the house is not totally built, right? Because I'm looking at this as like a metaphor of a house. Foundation, the wood goes in, the plumbing, the heating system, all of those things, right? And before you get into another relationship, you have the opportunity to go and address the things that could need some attention. Before you take that new job because of your financial situation, you have the opportunity now to evaluate, do you really want to take that job? Is it something that's going to fulfill you? Are you having the thought of, maybe I should because of the money? Or are you being true to yourself and realizing that you're really unhappy doing things just because? You see, no longer should you just settle, because you deserve so much more. You know your worth at this age, 50 plus, and you should live the life that you really desire to live, because you don't get another dress rehearsal. This is the only chance that you have to launch out into the deep and do the things that your heart has been longing for. I'm a traveler. I love to travel. That's something that I enjoy. I'm passionate about it. I have a business around it. And I can't imagine anything else other than what I enjoy doing at this stage. Have I made some decisions because of the financial situation? Yes, I have done that. And I've regretted it. Did I get a pay for it? Yes, I got a paycheck. But the truth is, it wasn't a fulfilling job. And I know why, because it's not tied to my purpose. So I don't know if you have had this insatiable feeling to think about, is it really tied to your purpose? Is it tied to the feelings that you get that makes you feel so excited and happy to be there, to be in their presence, whether it's a new friendships? Right now, peace is priceless. And no title or any role that you play will take precedence over the fact that you deserve to be happy at this stage of your life. If you've given all that you could to your family, if you've given all that you could to your job, if you've been the best sibling that you could be, or a daughter, if you've been the biggest cheerleader for so many people for so long, don't make any apologies for you wanting to have just a little piece of heaven on earth, enjoying the life that you so desire. It's time. It's time for you to get clarity while you're under construction. Because starting over is a journey. It's not a marathon, but it is sometimes a slow walk, many times a jog. You may have to pause in between and recalculate what you want to do. You may have to shut out the noise and the distractions that try to veer you off to another path that you know you really don't want to go down. Today, I want you to really think about the decisions that you're making. Does it align with your happiness? Does it align with that good feeling that you get inside that just makes you feel over the moon, a sensation of excitement and surprise? And if it doesn't, you can still pivot because you're under construction. None of us have arrived. That means that we haven't come to the final destination and having the corner market on everything. We don't. None of us do. But I wanted to encourage you, as I have encouraged myself along this journey of starting over. And as long as you're alive, you can start over 1,001 times. But this time, I want you to have clarity about it. That's the difference with this video. Getting clarity, unpacking the bags, facing the challenges, being honest with yourself about where you are in this journey. Some of you may still be working the 9 to 5, or an entrepreneur such as myself. But no matter what the lane is, you should be happy in this season. You should chase after happiness. Why do I say that? I say chase after happiness because some of you may say, what do you mean chasing after happiness? Go after it with all you got, because we have been chasing after taking care of people. We have been chasing after our jobs. We have been chasing after the titles and the roles and the destinations. We have been chasing after so many things. We all have been on just a go, go, go. It had never really been a true pause and stop and think about, what is it that you really desire? What is it that you want to do? What are some of the things that you gave up and sacrificed for others? And now it's your time. It's your time to enjoy your life. It's your destiny to discover who you are in this season. But you have to come to face with yourself and say, sis, am I really happy? Am I really being fulfilled? Am I really going after the things that I so desire? And if not, you still have that chance, sis. I want you to be intentional about the changes that you're going through. And don't stress yourself too much about being perfect, because no one is. But I do want you to recognize that you're still under construction and you can always make changes. Well, that's it for my little rant for today. If you've enjoyed anything that you heard, please make sure that you subscribe to my channel and leave some comments about where you are in this construction and this rebuilding and starting over in your life. All right, well, I will see you on my next video. Enjoy this day and keep on blooming.